What a weekend it has already been. Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, passed away at the age of 99. We've had the Grand National. It's been WrestleMania weekend, and what a week of Premier League football we have had. This is Added Time, episode 10 on Powered 4 TV, and it's time to party. I'm the Mad Dog Mike Angus. Tonight it's episode 10 of Added Time. It's WrestleMania weekend. We've got all sorts of stuff planned for you tonight. If you'd like to dive into the comments and add your own wrestling-related football names, send them in now. We'll check them out. And at this time, I am joined by a very special guest this evening. He is a pro wrestler. He is a Man United fan. And he is the main man at This Is Wrestling. Tonight, I am joined by Drill.
Hiya!
Hey! How are you getting on, Drill?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. I'm feeling good. I feel slim. And I just can't wait to go back to the gym tomorrow.
That's it, mate. Are you looking well? We'll get on to your health tips a little bit later on. But we've had a great weekend of Premier League action. And also we had some Champions League football earlier on in the week. I think, first of all, we should definitely discuss the match that's just occurred. Your boys, Manchester United, taking on John Scott's team of Tottenham Hotspur. Daryl, I'll let you take this away, my friend. Tell us all about it. What happened? What happened with Tottenham versus Man United?
Well, obviously, Tottenham got smashed. First off, yeah. But first of all, when we scored, it got disallowed with VAR. Absolutely shocking decision. I was fuming for the rest of the match, especially when Spurs went on to score 5 minutes later. If you watch it back, it was never, ever a foul, because literally 5 minutes before then, there'd been an exactly same situation with Pogba on one of their plays, and then one of their players did exactly the same thing, pushed their players in the face. Nothing. But if you see the replay, you see the match, you'll see Son try and grab hold of McTominay. Obviously, McTominay is going to try and push him off. Accidentally touched his face by a centimetre. Son went down like he'd been shot, and then we went and scored, and they ruled it as a foul. What the hell was that? It was a disgusting decision. And then Spurs go and score 5 minutes later to rub salt into our wounds. And I was absolutely fuming. I missed the goal, I missed it until I seen the replay because I was still fuming, chucking stuff around my living room. But then to be fair, we was poor in the first half, so maybe Spurs edged it a little bit in the first half. But come the second half, it was all over them like a rash. Tottenham showed little bits in the second half, but we was full in control, and I think 3-1 may have flattered us, but we did deserve the win. Cavani's goal was a really good goal. I'm glad he finally got his goal he deserved to have. And Greenwood's last goal was really, really good. Somehow, I don't know how Fred managed to score. He must have got a nosebleed being that far up the pitch. I'm going to be honest. But yeah, it was a fantastic win and nothing more than what we deserved.
Yeah, I watched the match myself as I was just compiling this little set of notes that I've got here. So yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, Drill, so we don't get on well, Man United and Liverpool fans are. But I'll even agree with you on that one. It was absolutely ridiculous that when Son got poked in the face or whatever, there's no way that a goal should be taken away for that. But there were some ridiculous VAR decisions this weekend. Some valid ones, I'll say as well. There was one there that we'll go on to mention a little bit later that I believe was valid. But as Roy Keane sort of said at half time, if that's a foul, then he's leaving. That's what he said. He was off, wasn't he? So, I think Spurs looked all right in the first half, but the second half, Man United did really well. And, it just adds to something that they were saying about a lot of the away teams winning this season. It was another away victory. And I think with the crowds missing, it's a huge miss for the home team specifically, because that atmosphere that the fans create is a huge thing. And, you'll hear us mention it a lot this weekend because obviously the fans are back at WrestleMania. So, to see the difference it's made to the wrestlers and to the product itself and the professional wrestling, to have that crowd there is a massive thing. And, without the fans, any sort of competitive sports, it changes completely. So you're happy with the 3 points today?
Definitely.
I think Tottenham fans will feel aggrieved. They looked like they were getting into a groove a little bit when they got that goal. But and they had a few other little chances. But I thought that Man United were the better team today, and were deserving of that victory, which I don't often say. So good, interesting match. At this time, we'll move on to the Leicester City versus West Ham match, and we're going to be joined by the Fox in the box himself, Mr. Steve Watson, is going to join us for this one.
Good evening.
How are you?
Are you all right? How's it going?
Yeah, how's the Watkins family? All good?
Yeah, we're all good, mate. We're all good. Yeah, doing all right.
And take it away. Tell us all about the game today. Leicester versus West Ham. What happened?
Well, it was, result aside, it was an entertaining game, really, in the end. First 20 minutes, both teams were kind of just feeling each other out a little bit, and both teams looked defensively solid, which you expect from a Moyes team, and Leicester are fairly defensively solid as well. But after about 20 minutes, West Ham started to get on top, and then 29th minute, Lingard scores. Great goal, to be fair to him. A little bit of a mishit, but got, the movement that he made, got himself onto the edge of the box, anticipated that ball coming back, and I think Kasper Schmeichel thought it was going wide, so he just kind of left it, and it curled lovely into the bottom corner, which was very frustrating. And I just thought, okay, well, it's only one, and we've got a good away record, so let's keep going. The one thing that concerned me very early on was just the lack of creativity that we had. There was not a lot going on in the midfield, and some of the passing was going wayward, and the first touch of some of the players. Every time Daniel Amati got the ball, my heart was in my mouth. He's. I know he had a bad injury and whatnot, but I don't think he's. There's better defenders out there. But and then just before half time, they put a ball over the top. Wesley Fofana, who's been solid all season, you've got to remember the guy's only 20, but he just let the ball go over the top of him. I think he was expecting the offside flag to go up. Schmeichel comes rushing out, and the ball just goes across Lingard open net, and VAR checked it, and it was onside. No grumbles there with that one. So, and at 2-0, I just thought, well, this is going to be a big ask now, and with Lingard's on fire, and West Ham are playing so well. And then a little tweak at half time, and Marty went off, and young Luke Thomas came on, changed to a back four, and 2 minutes in, Jared Bowen scores, and my phone went across the room, and a few swear words in front of the kids. That's never. Thankfully they don't repeat any of it, which is good. But that then sort of it took for us to go 3-0 down for Leicester to wake up, and there was a slight change in formation, as I say, and we gradually getting back into the game. And then on the 70th minute, Iheanacho scores, and then after that it was just relentless. It was just all Leicester. West Ham were substituting attacking players for defenders, and they really could really tell that they were up against it at that point. Youri Tielemans was getting a lot more into the game, pulling the strings. He played a lovely ball through to Pereira, who was really unfortunate. Fabianski did really well. Could have easily been a penalty. Ricardo could have easily gone round him and slotted it in. And then it was just wave after wave of Leicester attack. And 91st minute, where there was 6 minutes injury time, 91st minute, Iheanacho scores again. My heart's doing about 190 beats per minute. My head's like, I'm like, just, I'm stood up in the living room, hand on my head like this, and we had another chance just after that. Well, we had a chance from a corner. It was literally the last kick of the game, which Fofana, I don't know, he could have done a bit better. But listen, the reality is, if you're going to concede 3 goals in Premier League football, well, professional football, probably any level of football, if you're going to concede 3 goals, expect to drop points. That's the reality of it. And the defending just wasn't good enough, and there was that lack of creativity, especially for a good hour or so. There was talk pre-match that Perez, Maddison, and Hamza Chowdhury had been dropped from the squad for breaching COVID protocols. Apparently, they'd been to a party, which is really, really disappointing to hear. You just, we're so close now to coming out of this, life going back to normal. Just behave yourself, lads. You know what I mean? So that's a real shame. And, I'd imagine that there are a lot of Leicester fans that will blame today's result on those 3 guys not being available. Chowdhury, I'm not too fussed about, but Maddison and Perez, they do add that creativity. The bench today was very, very, I don't want to say weak. It was full of under 23s, because we had those 3 players were made unavailable. And Mark Albrighton was probably the most experienced, and Christian Fuchs was the most experienced on the bench. And when Albrighton came on, he actually made a difference, and he was putting balls into the box, which is something we weren't doing in the first half. But as I say, Leicester fans will blame those 3 for that result today. The reality is, you don't concede, don't defend like that. You concede 3 goals, expect to lose. That's the crux of it. So, look, there was plenty of positives to take from the last 20 minutes, but they've just got to move on now. Massive game next week, FA Cup semi-final. And then a few days after that, we've got West Brom in the league, and we need to pick up a couple of wins now, because that top 4 is looking, well, apart from United, who are running away with second, and City, who are running away with the title, it seems. 3rd and 4th is very much up for grabs. It's very, very close now, and I really don't want a repeat of last season. It was around this time last season, with 8-9 games to go, that we really dropped off, and that's how we ended up outside the top 4. And they need to see the job through this time, absolutely. So, yeah, dust ourselves off from today, move on. Massive game next week. So
see, it's gonna be close up there. You've got Liverpool, Chelsea, West Ham, Everton have even got a couple of games in hand. If we get into there, Tottenham could pick up their stride again. You just never know. It's going to be close in there. I think United and City, as you mentioned, have really pulled away now, haven't they? Here's the league table. Excuse you, really just gone behind the Premier League table there, but no worries at all. But so it's it's all to play for still, and it keeps the end of the season exciting. You don't want it all done and dusted too early, so
no,
it's good to have a bit of fun going on. I just wanted to get your thoughts, guys, on Jesse Lingard. I'll go to Drill first. Now he's gone from United, hasn't he, on loan to West Ham, and he must be having the best season in a long time. Drill, what are your thoughts on him?
I think, unfortunately, United was always played out of position. He was always put on the right wing, and he's not a right winger. When he was younger, obviously, he was naturally a right winger, but he's progressed into an attacking mid. Unfortunately, he wasn't hitting the heights he was a couple of seasons ago. This is why we bought Bruno Fernandes. And with Bruno Fernandes coming from Sporting, there's no taking him out of the team, unfortunately, and there's no room for Lingard. And obviously, you can't get any consistency coming on 5-10 minutes. I'm playing out of position and trying to play in Lingard, not Lingard's, trying to play into Bruno's position at the same time. They're just getting in the way of each other. So a lot of United fans, who I know as well, have said he needs to go on a loan. And thankfully, West Ham come in and he stayed in the Premier League. And we knew, a lot of us knew, if he got the chance in another team, he'd play like this. And he's just been given the freedom at West Ham. And obviously, he's looking at a £100 million player. He's a good youth player, that Jesse Lingard. I'm going to be honest. He's got a bright future, that lad.
And Steve, what do you think? You've been not happy today, obviously, with his performance, but apart from that,
very impressed. I mean, like you say, he doesn't. Well, he seems to like scoring against Leicester, but I say that about everyone. So, but no, he does. He's got a good record against us, unfortunately, and he was on loan to us a few, 6 or 7 years ago. Didn't do all that well, but he was very, very young. He was the young up and coming Jesse Lingard. Then he was, 20, sort of that sort of age, early 20s. But he's it looks like he's fallen back in love with football, which I know is a bit of a cliche term and a bit of a kind of bit soppy and whatnot. But he looked like he was struggling at United. I know it's been reported there's a lot of stuff going on off the field with his family and different things like that. So he perhaps just needed that little bit of escape from away from United. Not saying that United were bringing him down or anything, but he perhaps just needed that escape of, I need to kind of get out of here and go somewhere and actually, play in the position I want to play, as you touched on there. And he's showing his worth, and Leicester have been linked with him. And I've always said, especially with Brendan Rodgers as managers, he's the sort of manager that could get the best out of someone like Jesse Lingard. Unfortunately, I think he's, if anyone's going to sign him now, if United do decide that they will actually sell him, it looks like he'll go to West Ham because it looks like he's loving it there. So, yeah, the talent's always been there. Look, you don't come through United's youth ranks and play in the Premier League if you're a bad footballer. He just had a tough couple of years, and the loan move has come at the right time, or the wrong time if you're a Leicester fan, because he scored a couple of goals today. But no, and 2018 World Cup, he was he was a regular for England, wasn't he? He was in the team. He was in the team. He was in every England squad, and Gareth Southgate loved him, and I do fully expect him to go to the Euros this year. So, fair play to him. Just wish he'd stop scoring against Leicester.
Let's hope he takes that form over to the Euros anyway.
Yeah.
One last thing to ask you, Steve, before I let you dive off. Games and Graphs podcast, what have you got lined up for us this evening? I know it's WrestleMania weekend, so we've got all sorts of stuff this week. You've done a couple of pre-shows for NXT Stand and Deliver earlier in the week, and the pre-shows for WrestleMania. So what have we got in store tonight? Is it Soldier?
I'm sure there will be more 90s TV chat in amongst our wrestling chat. So tonight we are 9:00 live on YouTube, Facebook, on the Power 4 channel, and on our own Games and Graps channel as well. It's the pre-show before the pre-show, night 2 of WrestleMania. Fingers crossed it happens. Apparently the weather is looking pretty bad, worse than last night in Tampa. So it could be an early night. We might be able to catch up on some sleep. But that's what we've got tonight. So yeah, join us at 9:00. There'll be myself, the host Sonny, and Finn Steele. And we'll be talking through the card, talking about last night, and more than likely we'll be talking about 90s TV or all the other ridiculous stuff that we talk about on these shows. But yeah, definitely come and join us if you want to have a laugh. Yeah, it should be good fun. And if last night's anything to go by, tonight's show WrestleMania, not just the pre-show. Obviously, our pre-show will be fantastic, but WrestleMania night 2 should be fantastic. Last night was really, really good. I really enjoyed it. It was well worth staying up until 4:45 this morning. So, yeah, all good stuff.
What we do in the UK. Steve, last thing to mention, next week, Added Time, are you going to be live from the FA Cup semi-final? Your match is on Sunday at 6:30, isn't it?
Yes. I believe it's... yes, it is that time, yeah.
So we'll see you live from Wembley. Will we diving in with score updates? Or are you going to be swearing in the living room again?
I wish I was at Wembley. Unfortunately, I haven't got any relatives that live in and around that area that have managed to get a ticket, because they're using it as a test event, aren't they, for 4,000 fans from the local area. Whether I'll, to be honest, I think the nerves will get the better of me, and whether you'll want me to actually come on is another thing. It's our first FA Cup semi-final since 1982. So, being born in 1985, I've never seen Leicester in an FA Cup semi-final, let alone a final. And I'm not saying that we're there, but obviously, hopefully we do. But yeah, the nerves will probably start kicking in. Probably about 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Ready for Sunday's game.
You guys, mate. Yeah, well, best of luck. Hopefully, we'll catch up at some point next week, and you can let us know how you get on. If not, we'll see you the week after. Thanks so much for joining us this evening.
No worries. All the best.
Catch you at 9 o'clock for the Games and Graps podcast for WrestleMania tonight. All right.
Nice one. See you guys.
Thanks for joining us, my friend. Excellent. We'll go on to next, Drill, the Liverpool versus Aston Villa match yesterday. I don't know if you managed to catch that one, but I'll just run through. So it was the first exact score prediction most of us have had in our little prediction league that we have going on. Each week we get everyone to predict what scores the matches are going to be. We'll do the same for next week's fixtures at the end of this show, so you can give us your thoughts. But it was an interesting match. Liverpool dominated the first half. And then Ollie Watkins did the damage and managed to score a goal for Villa, very much against the run of play, I'd say. Coming up towards the end of the first half, we did equalise. Bobby Firmino poked one in. And that was where the controversial, I would say, VAR decision came in, which said that Jota had been offside in the build-up to that one. I don't know if, Rich, have you got that photo? We had... It was a bit of a controversial. I didn't feel like
seen the photo.
Didn't feel like Jota was offside. It was basically that was the drawing they did. The ball's already left the player's foot in that one, and we've had a few this season that have been rubbish, but I think that one's that's particularly bad. Looking at the lines that have been drawn there. What bit of Jota's body is he pointing off there? His elbow. Can you use your elbow to play now? Can you, Drill?
Do you know? My argument is, how can your arm be offside? You can't score with your arm.
Exactly. I think that's one of the worst ones we've had. Just looking at that just is ridiculous, and it is ruining the game a little bit because you can't celebrate goals. And we've had a couple. Everyone's had one or two this season that have gone against them. I don't think there's many teams that haven't been punished by it. But when you're seeing ridiculous ones like that, it's just ruining the game. So I just think they need to just rein the rules in on that a little bit and just get it a bit more. I don't know. It needs to be just better than that. I did hear somebody speaking about it. It may have been Glenn Hoddle where he said it was ruining the game. But, something needs to be done because at the moment it's not quite working, I don't think. But, yes, we went in at half-time losing 1-0. And then second half, came back out. Mo Salah scored. And right near the end, Trent Alexander-Arnold managed to bang one in right into the bottom corner. Great goal. And, a win at home after a really bad spell for us was a result that was much needed for us. And after the Champions League fixture in the week where we didn't show up in the first half of that and then took a bit of a beating by Madrid, it was good to get a win at home and change things around a little bit. But I'm sure... what were your opinions on the match, Drew? Did you get to watch that Liverpool match at all?
Which one?
The against Aston Villa?
No.
Not a fan?
No.
Not happy with that result, Drew?
No, I don't. No, I keep my eye on the scores, all the scores, but I don't watch them unless match it days. I didn't get managed to watch match it day, unfortunately.
Yeah, you must have enjoyed our recent fixtures this season because we've had probably the worst run of form we've ever had.
It's about time. You've had 2 years of luck.
Well, well, we've done, that's sheer skill we've had the last 2 years. But I thought, I think it was a deserved win. Villa went and all themselves they've had in this season. Earlier on in the season, there's a few teams who've dropped off a little bit recently, whether it's due to injuries or whether it's just due to the amount of matches they're playing this season. There's a couple of teams who've really dropped off and looked teams like Villa and Wolves and even Leeds have looked a bit better early on the season. But, you never know what's going to happen in the Premier League. On that point, we will move on to Leeds, who played against Manchester City this weekend. And, Stuart Dallas scored twice. And the 10 men of Leeds managed to beat Manchester City, which is a huge result for them. And, a bit of a shock result for City. We did say last week, we all predicted that City would win that match, I think. But then at the same time, somebody did say if they're going to lose one, it will be this one that's a bit of a shocker, and Leeds have got that, ability to score goals. But it was a great match. Did you get to catch that one at all, Drill?
No.
Didn't watch that one.
No.
There was an interesting thing happened in that one, which was Cooper got sent off for a red card. The ref initially gave a yellow card, and then VAR called it back and said for him to check it. And that was the one I was thinking of before when we were saying about VAR being used for the right reasons, because it was a bit of a rash challenge. It was basically on the guy's thigh. And
was it the one where he got the ball first and then followed free?
I'm not sure if he got the ball, but I know he definitely got the man on this one. What I saw was just what the VAR saw, I think, which is whereby he's kicking the guy in his upper thigh basically. So I think with things like that, the referee when he gets called over to look at that, he's only got one decision he can make. Unfortunately, if they're calling him over to check that, he's got to send the guy off. He's got no other option, has he? Really? There, it's his livelihood. If they're recommending that he comes to look at that, he's got to go and look at it, hasn't he? And then, make that decision. Other matches from the weekend, we'll just pop over. Obviously, we had H on last week, who I'm sure you know, Sheikh El Sham, and he's a Burnley fan, so the added time curse worked on him this week, unfortunately, as Burnley went and lost 2-1 to Newcastle. Vidra scored early doors for Burnley, and then Murphy and Saint-Maximin scored for Newcastle. So a huge result for Newcastle, moves them away from Fulham at the bottom of the league. The last couple of weeks we've been saying that Fulham, looked like they always look like they're just on the ascendancy, looking to escape that bottom three. But as we're getting towards the end of the season, now not many games left, and Newcastle and Burnley, and then the teams of that like who are down there are all pulling away. Rich, could we see the bottom of the table if possible? Because there's there we go, awesome stuff. As you can see, Newcastle now on 32 points, Brighton on 32, Burnley on 33, and Fulham now have played that extra match there. They obviously played Wolves over the weekend, and Wolves scored in the 92nd minute a great goal from Adama Traore. Absolutely buried that one there right into the top corner and nearly tore the net off. It was a huge result for Wolves. And I think, unfortunately for Fulham, that could have sentenced them to staying in that bottom three and getting relegated this season, because the matches are running out, and I can't see them. I can't see them getting out of that now. Although one thing we've got to look forward to, Drill, is Newcastle do play Fulham on the last day of the season. So if Fulham can drag a few points back, that could be a literal game changer. That one, a 6-pointer, so to speak, because if Newcastle mess up, Fulham could be right on the tail coming up to the last day of the season. So that'll be very interesting to see. Other bits and bobs to go over from this week. Obviously, the Champions League. Interesting result for Liverpool. We were defeated soundly 3-1 by Real Madrid. Vinicius Junior, the 20-year-old Brazilian, showed up for that one and managed to bang 2 in against us. Little consolation, we did get one back, Mo Salah. And in that match, I thought there were times in the game where we didn't look too bad, but the first half we just weren't on our usual selves at all. They carried on the form from the Premier League a couple of months back, and yeah, Real Madrid got a good lead, but bringing them back to Anfield, you just never know, Drill. They're the type of matches that we tend to show up in. So a 2-0 on Wednesday night to do us just fine. So we'll have to see what happens. It could be an exciting night. Man City, great result, beating Dortmund 2-1. They left it late, though, Drill. It was 1-1 right until about the 92nd minute, I believe. And Foden scored a stoppage time goal. So he's been great for them recently. What are your opinions on Man City? What do you think they'll do in the Champions League, Drill?
They always hiccup, don't they, when it matters the most? But I think it's between City and Bayern Munich, if I'm honest with you. So if City win, they've technically got Bayern Munich or PSG in the next round, haven't they? So that technically is the final to me. So I think whoever wins that game will win the Champions League. But Man City were fortunate to go away with the win, because I seen the Jude Bellingham situation, and that was a goal all night to me personally. That shouldn't have been ruled off. That was, again, a stupid VAR decision. But if Sancho's been missing, you see, and I seen a stat this morning, when Sancho's not played for the last 8 games, who's not scored for the last 8 games? Ireland.
Yeah, exactly.
So I think they're missing Sancho, and I think if I don't know how long he's injured for, but if he's back in time for the next game, I think it's going to be squeaky bum time for Man City, because I reckon Dortmund may do him, but we'll see what happens.
We'll have to say it's poised, that one, for an exciting match. Bayern Munich versus Paris Saint-Germain. It was 3-2 to Paris. That was Mbappe. Had a great night there in the snow in Munich, which was a bit random, but yeah, that was a hotly contested fixture. Great one. I watched the highlights of that earlier on the week. Didn't get to catch that one, but great match. And that one looks like it's going to be a good one in the next round. And also Chelsea beat Porto 2-0. I felt like Chelsea got the easiest of the draw this week. I was hoping that we'd get Porto in this one, but Porto have gone out and had a go. But Chelsea, Mason Mount scored on 32 minutes, and Chilwell finished it off on about 85. So great to see Chelsea doing well. But I think it'd be interesting if Liverpool win this week, and City win, and Chelsea win, and we end up with a few of us in the getting towards their semi-finals. There, it could be a really interesting chance to have their 2 English teams in the final again, like the other season. That's always good for us. But we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah.
Let's have a little look. We're just going to have a little break now, and then I'll be right back with Drill, and we'll run through what you've been up to during lockdown, Drill, and also we can chat a little bit more about WrestleMania this weekend.
The Snowman, Al Snow, and the innovator of violence, Tommy Dreamer.
Everybody comes out. Yeah, I hope everybody comes out tonight and watches me take on Steve Corino for the AWA Heavyweight Championship. I have it on good information.
Just shows wrestling and football can combine to cause absolutely crazy things. The hardcore legend Tommy Dreamer and Al Snow there at Doncaster Rovers, and that was back from the 1PW days drill. Now, I used to go to the Doncaster Dome for 1PW because I was at university in Leeds, so I got along to quite a lot of those shows, and it was great to see Al wrestling there quite close to when he was in WWE. Now, Drill, we'll move on to yourself. What have you been up to during lockdown, my friend? Tell us all about it. There's one major thing is you've been on this fitness boost. Tell us all about it, mate.
Well, where do I begin? Well, it all started on the very first lockdown. When was it? Last year, February. Obviously, wrestling had stopped. Come to the gym and nothing. And I was getting bored at home, and I realised I was piling on the pounds, especially on the gut area. I was getting rather fat. So I started doing a bit of exercise at home. I thought, I need something better because I'm terrible with my diet and I just eat food constantly. So I reached out to Nush, and he was doing a thing called a 36-week physique challenge. I was a bit tentative at first at doing it, and I've seen results from Big Joe at the beginning. I was like, oh, this guy's getting in decent shape. I never trusted personal trainers as well. I'm like, it's just a scam. It's a scam. They just want your money. It's all rubbish. And then I've seen pictures of Sandy Beach. Sandy Beach was on it. Nick Arnold was on it. People who were wrestlers on it. I'm like, there must be something in this. And I thought, go on then. I'll give it a go. So it all started in February. So I went on a diet. What calorie counting, protein counting, carb counting, all of that, weighing my food, having proper portions instead of just eating what I want. And there was 3 stages to this training routine. So you had You had a cut, and then you had a bulk, and then you had a ripper. So the cut one was basically cutting the body fat off you and leaning up a little bit. And then obviously the bulk one was my food intake was upped. We trained heavy, powerlifting and stuff like that to put plenty of muscle mass on. And then obviously the ripper was the last one where you lower your food, you gain all the muscle mass that you got from the bulking, and you cut all the body fat. But during that time, obviously, we've had 2 other lockdowns since then. So most of my training, out of 36 weeks, I've literally trained about 14 weeks in the gym out of 36. So most of my training has been at home. And I've got to say, it's been a rough journey for me. Like I said, I love eating food, so I've had to scale down a lot of stuff. But I wanted to see if I could do it for myself, and I managed to do it. I've ended up losing since last February. I've gone from 17 stone 4 to my last weigh-in, which was last week, was to 13 stone 5. So I've lost roughly nearly just under 4 stone in a year.
I'll just let people know for one thing, you're a professional wrestler. Every time I've seen you, you're a really well-built, muscly guy. You've always looked great, but you always brought a pork pie down to the ring with you, or gave a pork pie out to the crowd. So that was part of it. And you were at one point we were calling you the bevyweight. So instead of being the bruiserweight or the heavyweight, you were the bevyweight. So you'd have a few pints or whatever. But I'll just tell you, mate, honestly, it's absolutely inspirational. I've seen the work Nush has done with Big Guns Joe as well, and Sandy Beach, as you said. But yourself, obviously it's something you've wanted to do, but you look absolutely great for it. Only before the show, you were showing your 6-pack off and everything. I don't know if you want to show the ladies that now. I don't know if they'll be getting too excited seeing stuff like that. I know you're a married man, so probably best not, because we'll be getting fan mail in about you and stuff. But I think, honestly, it's great what you've done, mate. Honestly, you've done so well sticking to it and everything. I'm really proud of you. And, obviously, Nush is working wonders. I've seen his adverts online. I'm going to have to get involved myself, because I had an operation at the end of last year. And, I've piled on the weight from that. But I've just managed to get back to playing footy myself the last 2 weeks. So, at least I'm doing something. I did a bit of running for charity as well in February. So, making little steps, but definitely something I need to look into. Just before we go on to anything else as well, Drill, tell us a little bit about what you've got planned for when wrestling returns in the next few months, and also for your own promotion that you run yourself. This is Wrestling. Tell us all about that, my mate.
Well, currently what I've got planned is I've been given dates. So after I seen everyone get booked on promotion, I was like, so I did a little status, just taking the mickey. I was like, where's my bookings? Nobody's booked me. So this is out of order. I'm like, well known in the Northwest, sort of, you know what I mean? I'm like the funny guy in the Northwest. And then within 2 days, my inbox was not flooding, but I got... Yeah, I was getting messages like, oh, sorry, we'll beat you this. I'm like, oh, that's one. So I think I've got now, I'm making my debut on all the bookings I've got are all my debuts on the shows. So I think I've got about 6 bookings already. From Bolton to Stockport to Cheshire and somewhere else, but I can't remember off the top of my head at the moment. So yeah, I've got about six dates, so I'm happy with that. And then obviously talking about my promotion, This Is Wrestling, we've got it booked in for I think it was is it the 14th or 16th of November? I'm not 100% sure. And we're going to do a rumble because why not?
Exactly.
Start it off. We're going to do a rumble, 30-man rumble. We're going to do it properly, and the winner.
Oh yeah,
exactly. The winner's going to get become the number 1 contender against Sandy Beach, but I don't want to put all my eggs in one basket at the moment. So it's a tentative date. So I'm going to see. Like, I think some promotions are rushing back too quickly. I've seen some like Peter Black, Phil Woodvan for Pro Wrestling for Wrestle Island. They're just watching, and I'm kind of in the same bracket as them. I just want to see what happening. That's why I've booked it so far. So then I'm going to see how it is from September because, like I said, I don't want to jump in too soon. If we can't have full crowds about that, I'm not going to go. I think we'll probably not go ahead with it and just wait till next year and start again. But if we are, then we've got a rumble and a couple of matches planned, and hopefully wrestling will be back to how it used to be, obviously with the changes that I made as well. Want to be safe for everyone, and I think we do well at This Is Wrestling to make it safe for everyone and everyone feel warm and invited into the promotion. But obviously we can always improve and do things better, but we'll just wait and see what happens.
Great stuff. Well, I know it's a very popular promotion up in the Northwest. Peter Blackham from Wrestle Island loves taking his Wrestle Island minibus up to that show. So hopefully that'll continue. It's great to see people linking up together and working together in the industry as well and getting along, which is really good to see. And just while we're on the topic of wrestling as well, what was your opinion on WrestleMania last night? Did you enjoy the show?
Didn't watch it.
Didn't watch? Oh my goodness! What are you watching tonight?
Listen. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm working on the weekends, so Steve Saxon, if he's watching this, is probably rolling his eyes. But I get up at 3:45 in the morning for work, so unfortunately, I don't have the time to watch WrestleMania. But I am going to try and watch it back during the week.
Yeah. Oh well, I won't give any spoilers away for now.
I've already seen the spoilers. Unfortunately, I've seen them. I checked it. I had to check it quickly, so I know who's won and lost. So there's a few surprises in there, but yeah, it is what it is.
I won't say too much about it. I'll let you catch up later on the week. Tell us about your football fandom for Man United. How did you become a fan of the Red Devils? Tell us all about that, because obviously, you seem to be a passionate fan, seem to enjoy your footy. So what got you started? You live in Wigan, is that right? Are you still Wigan based?
Yeah, I still live in Wigan, yeah.
Pretty close to Manchester, but you're not a Wigan fan.
Well, I used to watch Wigan when I was younger because I used to do this thing called a JJ card. So you pay like £10 for this card, and then for every match, you pay £4, £2, depending how old you was. So I used to go and watch Wigan all the time at home. Couldn't use it away. You couldn't use it in the cup matches. Couldn't use it away. But for depending how old you are, £4. It wasn't a lot of money. So we used to go to Soccer Dome, play football in Soccer Dome, and then we'll go across road to JJB Stadium and go and watch them. And I used to watch them from Division 2, Division 1, Division 1 to the Championship, and then stopped doing the JJ card, and then I just didn't really watch. But I did watch one of the first matches they got when they was in Premier League against Arsenal. So my dad always promised me he'll take me to go and watch a football match. So, and he was an Arsenal fan at the time. So that's what I used to do when I was younger. But all in all, I've always been a Man United supporter. My mum's boyfriend was a Man United supporter, so he used to always have him on telly when I was younger. I was like, "What's this?" So I'll be sat there watching it, and I think that's how it started. So I think since like since I can remember 1996, 97, I've been watching United ever since. I've never actually been to the stadium to watch him once, which was Sir Alex Ferguson's testimonial, because my granddad used to get like VIP tickets, so we got free tickets to watch his testimonial. So no one will ever see that match again. But that's the only match I've ever been to. I just can't justify paying a ticket price, if I'm honest with you. I've stopped buying the football shirts because I think it's disgusting, the price, if I'm honest with you. You got to pay a week's rent, go and watch football. I've got better things to spend my money on, you know what I mean? It's not for the fans anymore. It's just going straight into the business. But yeah, I watch every match I can on TV, so it doesn't make me any less of a Man United fan, even though people say it does.
Oh no, mate! You're a proud supporter. I know when we've been at the shows backstage, you always keep an eye on the results and stuff on the Saturdays, and there's always a bit of banter backstage, especially with Pitbull. I know he's a Leicester fan. We had him on the other week, and myself, Liverpool fan. So there's always a bit of banter and good camaraderie between the wrestling gang and footy fans. But we'll move on now. We've got a few. We asked the fans today to send in their wrestling-related football names. So we've had a few crackers through Drill. I'll just read a few of them out for you, just so you can hear them. So if anyone wants to add any more, feel free to send them through. But I'll just read some of the best ones we've had. So Daniel Porter has messaged in with Bruno Sammartino Fernandez. We've got Lee Allsop with Christian Pulisic, obviously with Christian from WWE. Yeah. Paul Owens has put John Terry Runnels. We've got James Breyer sent in Stuart Diamond Dallas Page. Who else did we have? Let's have a little look. We had there's a couple of crackers. Joe the Hitman Hart was a bit of an obvious one for us. Razor Ruddock. Somebody said as well. Max Power was just a great wrestling name. That, but interesting fact for you. I actually coached Max Power when he was in junior school. He's played for Tranmere Rovers and then went on to Wigan. But I actually coached him when I was in sixth form. So great lad. Nice. Let's have a little look. We've got we then have, I think Rob Corns was like the MVP of this game online when I had a look. He had The Rock, he's Santa Cruz.
That's the winner. That's got to be the winner.
He had four crackers. This other one was John RKO Shea. He also had Jay Spearing. Nice. The Spear in capital letters. And I think the one that made me giggle the most, actually, and Stewie and Chris will love this one. Goodison Park Ji Sung.
That's a good one, that. That's a good one.
So, yeah, they cracked me up anyway. But if anyone else wants to send any more in, feel free to get them over to us at Added Time. We'll now move on and do a segment that that Rich has created for the show, which is called the Added Time Cool Wall Drill. Let me explain this to you. We're going to put the cool wall up. Have you got it, Rich? Where's our cool wall today? Let's see what topics we've got on it. Yeah, so we've got legend, decent, bang average, lacking, and crap. So, Drill, what we're going to do is Rich is going to flash up an image of it could be a footballer, it could be something else up on screen, and me and you have to decide which category we put this particular person into in their field. So right. We've done kits, we've done legendary footballers and stuff. So we've had a few different bits. Man United's kit last week, the grey kit, got put into the crap section, Drill. So I don't know what your opinion about that particular kit was, but it was the one they changed at half time and changed into the blue and white ones. They weren't playing well in it.
He was a terrible kid, I'll be honest.
That's it. I'm going to take that as agreement of crap there.
It should be below crap. That's where that kit should
below.
be. Below crap.
Right. And let's see what Rich has got lined up for us this week. So it's all surprises for us. I don't even know who that is, Rich.
Is it Grant Holt?
Is it Grant? Grant Holt. Yeah, I was going to say. I went to. Well done, John. I went to Fightmare actually in Norwich, and he fought with the hooligans in a tag match. He actually did all right. It wasn't quite Bad Bunny-esque, but he had a good go. Yeah, he looked solid work. I like.
Nice.
I think he put someone through a table. So I don't know if we're judging him on wrestling or football, but I think
he's wearing a football kit
for Norwich. Go on. I'll let you judge him first. Where would you put him on the cool wall?
Do you know what? I always rated Grant Holt. I'm going to be honest. I thought he was a really good striker. And then when he went to Wigan, I thought he did really well when he played for Wigan as well.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Can I see the table thing?
So it's legend at the top, then decent, bang average, lacking, or crap.
It was. I'm going to be honest. He was decent. He's better than bang average, but I reckon he was decent. He scored a lot of goals as well for Norwich, especially when he's in a championship. He was one of the top goal scorers, 2 or 3 seasons on trot. Like Robert Earnshaw when he was about.
That's it,
I think
exactly.
He did well in Premier League. He just didn't get the service as well, and then he got that injury and it put him out. I'm going to put decent, mate. I reckon he was decent.
I'm going to have to speak to Roy and Zach, the hooligans, and find out how he's getting on, if he's still going to be wrestling. Because I know Anthony Agogo, who they were training, has gone over to AEW, hasn't he? So that'll be interesting to see what he's up to. I would say, decent striker. Yeah, I'd put him up in the decent category.
Yeah.
Pretty good. And if he keeps working on his wrestling, hopefully, you might see him again further down the line. Might have a match with him, Drill. You don't want to start a feud with him. Do you not want him at This Is Wrestling? Do you not think you don't want to call him out, Drill?
I don't think I can afford Grant Holt. Did you not see what happened when we had Cody Hall?
What happened?
I got battered. Do you know? I was a big guy then. You know what I mean? I was like one of the bigger wrestlers on the scene. And then I stand at the side of Cody on. It's like Rey Mysterio versus Big Show again. Me being Rey Mysterio. I was like, what is this guy?
Cody Hall
massive.
is massive. I saw him. He's wrestled. I've announced for him a couple of times at TNT and at BWP as well. He took on Matt Fox there and really, had a big match with Matt Fox there. So
I was there for that. Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, but he's tough wrestler, and I hope I'd like to see more of him, Cody Hall. To be honest, I feel like he's sort of he's been to Japan, hasn't he? Back in the States at the moment, but it'd be interesting to see him see what else he can do on the scene in the future. Right, let's move on to our next person. Who have we got next after Grant?
Ake.
Is it?
I've not even said it. It's Ake. It's Ake. We call it
Ake. Yeah. What a legend.
What is it? Adebayo Akinfenwa. Is that it? Did I get it right?
That's the one. There you got it, yeah. And he's Wickham's very own wrestling fan, isn't he? And he hasn't half banged in some goals for them, hasn't he?
He's a beast, isn't he? Absolute machine.
He is. He's been amazing for them. How old is he? He's been going a couple of seasons as well.
39, I think. 38, 39.
I think he could definitely transition into being a wrestler after his career's over at Wickham or whatever.
Definitely.
But, what do you think about him? Where would you put him on the cool wall, Drill?
I won't even say we're bang average, if I'm honest with you.
Yeah, I think
because he's always been in the lower league, so he's not even bang average.
That's it. That's why he doesn't quite make them upper tiers. I think I'd say bang average, but for entertainment purposes and in like big matches in the FA Cup and stuff for them, he's really delivered. So I'd say bang average, but a great entertainer and definitely a very good footballer. So and potentially wrestler in the future.
Maybe.
Right, who have we got next? Sin Cara.
No, it's Raul Jimenez. I thought it was the other guy.
Jimenez, is it Jimenez? Did he pull that out? Did he? I do remember seeing that back in the
I
day.
was going to say Gutierrez, but that was the Spider-Man thing, or whoever it was.
Oh yeah, I've seen that as well. But yeah, this guy Jimenez, he was great for Wolves earlier on in the season, and it was him getting injured, wasn't it? That
he's
that's
cracked his skull or something, didn't he?
Yeah, but I don't know how good a wrestler he is. I've not seen him wearing that lucha mask much in the ring.
So just pretend it's Sin Cara.
Yeah, he is a Wolves fan, isn't he? I remember he rocked up at the stadium once. I remember seeing that, and he was.
I think he just stumbled there by accident. Me on slide.
Mate, I'm gonna say he's decent. Definitely decent.
Oh, I think he's a legend. You got to put him in. Is it? Yeah, he's. I'd love him at Man United. I'll be honest. I think he's a really good player.
Fair enough. I need to see a bit more of him before I can put him into that higher tier. So he's got a few more seasons in him after his injury.
This is why Wolves are struggling, because they don't have Jimenez.
That's it. We had Jolene on, who's a Wolves fan for a week, and she said, we said exactly that. So yeah, I think the sooner they can get him back, the sooner they'll get themselves back on track as well. So
definitely
move it back into the upper half of the table. Right, who have we got next?
Is that Vinnie Jones?
Vinnie Jones, yeah, big Vinnie.
Is that Vinnie Jones? Yeah, it is. Legend. Yeah. He's a legend. No discussion. He's a legend.
Yeah, I'd have to say legend for Vinnie. He was, back Wimbledon when he was the crazy gang, and that shot of him and Gaz is just immortalised, isn't it? Where he grabbed him by the balls. That was classic. And then this was what show was this at again? I was only talking about this the other day. It was at the GMX in Manchester, wasn't it? It was I forget what the show was called now, but yeah, he was involved in an angle, and Vinny was definitely doing a few bits in this one. I actually saw him as well in the Condemned. I went to the premiere of the Condemned in Detroit when I was at WrestleMania 23, and Vinny was great in that with Stone Cold Steve Austin. They were like the stars of the movie, and Vinny has had such a career. I'd have to put him into legend because he was he was great for Wimbledon. Definitely a good fighter on the pitch. I had someone else. Did
you ever see that? Oh, what was the film? I think it was called Meat Train or something like that. He did. He had the smoke in it.
I didn't see that one, no, but I know he's been in a few bits. Wasn't he in Lock, Stock as well?
Is that the one? Oh no, that was Jason Statham. The one where he didn't talk, he just don't fall. Was that him or Jason Statham?
I didn't see that. I'll have to go through his movie career now and check it out. But
no, but he did do one called the Meat Train or something daft like that. It's a really good film. He just says a word. He just goes around killing people in it. But it was a really good film. You should watch it.
Oh, mate, I'll check it out. Right, who have we got next? The British Bulldog, Davy Boy Smith. Easy for me, that. Legend.
Yeah.
Legend. What do you reckon, Drill? Legend?
Yeah, I agree. Legend.
Yeah.
Plus, he's from Wigan as well.
Well, exactly. Yeah, and great to see him get inducted into the Hall of Fame 2020. Great to see him go in. The family get to, Georgia and Harry on the stage there with Diana. It was great to see at WrestleMania. And I've heard they're working on this Icons documentary about British Bulldog. Can't wait for that to drop. I'm not sure when that's due to be released, but I saw the ones that they did for Yokozuna and a couple of the other ones, which were brilliant. So looking forward to that thoroughly. And I haven't seen him play football at all, but as a wrestler, British legend, absolute top tier legend.
Yeah,
easy one that. And who have we got next? Or is that it? Is that the cool wall for today? Wrapped up the cool wall. Let's give our predictions for next week's fixtures. So we've already we've still got a couple more matches coming up this week. So on Monday we've got West Brom versus Southampton and Brighton versus Everton to round off this week's fixtures. Next week's fixtures, we've got FA Cup semi-finals interspersed, so we haven't quite got our full set of fixtures. But on Friday, we've got Everton taking on Tottenham. So, Drill, what would you like to predict for your results as our guest this week for Everton taking on Tottenham?
That's going to be a tough one, that, isn't it? Do you know what? I reckon Everton. It depends which Everton turn up. I'm going to go for a 1-1.
Yeah, no worries. I think that's a tough one to call because Tottenham are going to be looking for blood after what's happened to them recently. And
Yeah.
as I said, Everton can sometimes show up and sometimes just don't. And their home form has been the worst thing about it for them. I think there's been something in the water on Merseyside because Everton and Liverpool have both been dreadful at home. So, but I just think with Tottenham's form, I'm going to go for Everton 1-0. I don't know. I just think Tottenham are having a bit of a tough time.
I think if Everton do turn up, I reckon Everton would win. But I'm going for a 1-1.
I'm going for a close one, 1-0. Next one, Newcastle West Ham. So, what would you predict for that one, Drill?
Again, if on the day Newcastle can beat anyone on the day, but it's not. It's very rare they turn up. But I'll probably go West Ham 2-0.
Yeah, sounds like a fair result. I think Newcastle have always got the potential to score a goal, though. So I'm going to go, but I do think West Ham will win. So I'm going to say 3-1 to West Ham for that one.
Nice.
Then we have Wolves taking on Sheffield United. What do you think for that one?
See, Wolves have been in different form, but they've started grinding out results. But since what's his name's left Sheffield? What's his name? The ex-boss.
The manager.
The manager. Yeah, I forgot his name.
Lawson, was it? Yeah, they've been on a downward spiral since they got rid of him. There's no need to get rid of him, was there?
No. I'll probably go Wolves 1-0.
Yeah, I think Wolves will have the beating of them. To be honest, I'm going to say 2-0 for that one.
Yeah,
I think I could see them doing the business there. Then I think we've got the FA Cup matches interspersed with this as well. So Chelsea are taking on Man City in the FA Cup. What's your prediction for that one? They're a bit tougher to predict. I reckon the FA Cup ones. Anything can happen in them.
Chelsea are doing well at the moment, aren't they? And last couple of weeks, City have been a bit hit and miss. But I think City are going to win it in extra time, I reckon. And it'll be 2-1 to City in extra time, I reckon.
Yeah, fair enough. I think, it's a really tough one to predict. I probably should have looked at that beforehand, really, and had a think. But I'm gonna upset the apple cart and say that Chelsea are going to take the win in that one. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Chelsea, and because I think Man City are going to be concentrating elsewhere. I think the Premier League's done for them now, but I think they're going to be concentrating on that Champions League. They're going to want the FA Cup, but I think Chelsea are going to, want it more as well. So,
but they want to win that quadruple, though, don't they?
That's it. Yeah, I think Chelsea are going to ruin it for them in that, and then Champions League, Chelsea will. It'll end up being Chelsea Man City final, and then we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
The other fixtures for next weekend on the Sunday, we've got Arsenal taking on Fulham, and this really could be Fulham's last chance to start picking up some points.
Yeah.
Arsenal
Again,
looked a bit better recently, I thought.
I think Arsenal are rubbish.
How are they doing now? What can we just get a little score update? I think I saw that they were leading 1-0.
Oh,
they're on now.
I forgot they were playing.
I think they were 1-0 up anyway, but I do think
1-0.
Sheffield United 1-0 leading against Sheffield United have just unfortunately become like the whipping boys.
Yeah.
Brett Thomas has just popped into the comments. Looking forward to WrestleMania tonight. Looking forward to seeing Logan Paul. Great to hear from you, Brett. I know Brett is the biggest Logan Paul fan going. And then we've had another message as well. Who's going to win the triple threat? Reigns versus Edge versus Brian Drill. Who do you think would win that matchup?
I reckon it's going to be Edge.
I went with Edge as well earlier today. I've just got a feeling that they added Brian into the match to maybe take the fall there. But I would like it to be Edge. To be fair, Salamania there from Lewis Young. Cheers, Lewis.
I think they've done that so Roman Reigns doesn't look weak. So then probably Edge will end up pinning Daniel Bryan, I reckon. I think that's what's going to happen.
Yeah, we'll see. We were speaking about it before as well, and John said that his heart was going with Daniel Bryan. And then when I was talking to Jess as well from Just Jessie on the earlier on today on the Hair of the Mad Dog WrestleMania show that we did earlier, and she picked John picked Roman Reigns, she picked Daniel Bryan, and I picked Edge. So we one each. So there's big stakes riding on that one.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, back to Arsenal Fulham. I think Arsenal will beat Fulham. I think Fulham will put up a brave fight, but I think Arsenal will win 2-0 in that one.
I'm going to go Fulham 1-0.
And Fulham will turn them. That'll be interesting if that happens.
I'm going to go Fulham 1-0, yeah.
And then we've got Man United, your team, Drill, taking on Burnley, who H and Danny, who we had on a few weeks ago, both support Burnley. So we've got a couple of Burnley fans on Added Time. So
yeah.
What are you predicting for that one?
I think United are going to win, but I reckon it'll be 2-1.
I'm going to go for 3-1 in that one to United. I find you do tend to batter Burnley.
But no, we don't. We don't. We tend to lose to Burnley often. we lose more often than we beat them. It does my head in. Burnley like a Borgie team. You know what I mean?
I think you'll have them next week, but we'll have to see. Other fixtures we've got Leicester play Southampton. So in that match that Steve mentioned earlier, possibly Leicester's biggest match in his lifetime. Do you think they'll do the business against Southampton?
I think Leicester will win, me. I think they'll do it convincingly.
I think Southampton haven't been as great, unfortunately, recently. I'm going to go for 2-0 to Leicester in that one. So I hope the Added Time curse doesn't carry on for that one. And then,
I'll do 2-0 as well.
Yeah, fair play. We've got one other match. I don't know if it's going to be on next week, so if we're going to do that the week after, but it's Leeds versus Liverpool on the Monday night. We might as well do our predictions for that one. The other match earlier on in the season was really exciting, wasn't it? So it's at Elland Road. So what do you reckon? Leeds versus Liverpool.
Oof. Do you know? I think Liverpool will win that. I think they'll probably win it 3-1.
Yeah, I could see goals going in certainly at that one. Let me just see what I'm going to put. I'm going to go for. We seem to keep conceding, so I'm going to go for 2-1 to Liverpool. I think we'll. I'm hoping we pull it off, and but Leeds can be such an exciting team to play against. Could be a really good match on the Monday night, that one. So I look forward to watching that one. Drill, I think that pretty much wraps up everything we've got for today. So we've got Games and Graps are going to be on later on at 9:00 this evening with the pre-show for tonight's WrestleMania. Make sure you check that out. Obviously, anyone who's watching WrestleMania, make sure you enjoy that this evening. Just before we head off, Drill, let us know where we can find you on social media, my friend. Do you have a Twitter, Instagram, and all that? Do you want to let the fans know that for when?
I've got Twitter, I've got Instagram, I've got Facebook, I've got Twitch, I've got Bebo, I've got MSN, I've got Hotmail. No, I'm joking. I do have Twitch. I've started twitching. I've done that. I've got Facebook. It's just Daryl. Just search Daryl Eaton. That's it. Easy. I don't really use Twitter a lot. I just use it to advertise the wrestling. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's @Silver_Daz, or just search for Drill. And on Instagram, it is. Just give me a sec. I will find it now. It is. It's Daryl.Heaton. And if you want to watch me on Twitch, I'm playing Outriders at the moment. I was playing Resident Evil 7, pooing my pants. I'm going to wait till Resident Evil 8 come out so I can play that. You can watch me pooing my pants and scream like a little girl again. It's just Silver Daz on Twitch, yeah. Sound. I'm all followed This Is Wrestling on Facebook and Twitch as well, if you don't mind. And that's it.
Excellent. Well done, mate. And congratulations again on the weight loss program. Big shout out to Nush there. Great work, mate. And I'll have to get in contact myself so I can get cut up, ready for doing a bit of wrestling myself next year.
That's
April.
Definitely. Definitely give your man Nush a call, because he will whip you into shape. And not all of that, you're in a little community as well, so you all push each other. So if you have a down there, you just drop a message in the group. The guys give you support. It's a really good program to get on, and you're not alone. There's other people who are in all shapes and sizes, skinny people, large people, big people. It doesn't matter. We all support each other, and it's a good little community. So give your man Nush a call.
Brilliant stuff. Thanks so much for joining us today, my friend. I've been the Mad Dog Mike Angus. You have been Drill. This has been Added Time, episode 10, and we'll be back on Powered 4 next Sunday at 7 o'clock for episode 11. We look forward to seeing you then. Thanks so much, everybody. Enjoy WrestleMania.
Bye.
Powered 4 TV, the revolutionary force in sports streaming entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the 37th annual WWE WrestleMania! To celebrate the biggest show of the wrestling calendar, Powered 4 brings you a week of shows only on Powered 4 TV, Facebook, and YouTube. It's WrestleMania!